Hello and welcome to the Carnegie Report for this October 2017. My name's Gary Peer.
And I'm Leor Samuel.
You are indeed Leor, and look at what's going on. We're in a great property, and by the way, if you want to know vendors how to spoil your agent and get them on side, we've got, how about this for a spreader? Can you see that cameraman over there? Matt, the magnificent, the skinny one, who's lost all that weight. You can see this is how you spoil your agents. So we're going to give...
Gary's already halfway through one as well, viewers.
Well, how long can I look at it for? Well,
you know, you're allowed to have more than one, Gary, but half is, you know, that's okay, but you're allowed one. That's
a lack of discipline. Now, I've got to say right there, but there's no lack of discipline in the Carnegie office, nor in the time we're in. It's spring, the sun is shining, the finals behind us, and it is all systems go, October, November, and I like to call this the trade season, Leor, because
it definitely is.
This is where it's all happening, isn't it?
Oh, definitely.
I don't think there's any month or 2 months of the year where there's more homes sold than the next 8 weeks. So if you are looking to get into part of the action as a seller or buyer, move, because now we've got the greatest amount of activity, the most amount of buyers here in the next 8 weeks.
That's it. And now, it's now or never.
And the greatest amount of sellers. And as you say, it's now
or never.
Never, as Elvis once said. So it's all happening. Let's talk about the mood of the market. We've had a little bit of controversy about the Sky Rail. That's getting closer and looking like it's progressing along, isn't it?
Well, I definitely see it next to our office in Coonang Road. I can see the progression, what's going on. And viewers, you might note in Murrumbeena train station, the actual on Neerim Road, Murrumbeena Road intersection over there where the train rail is, they've actually got the overpass. It's all happening already. You can see how high it's already been erected, even though it's not operating, but looking good what's taking shape there. So you can go under the overpass or over the underpass. And for those that watch Get Smart, you would relate that back to an episode which Get Smart got a bit lost. He's trying to describe the chief how to come and save him. He goes over the underpass. Anyway, we're getting ridiculous. Leo, let's talk about some of the sales. We're going to talk about where we are, because this is an exceptional property that we're both excited about. But let's talk about some of the properties we've sold, because last time I think we spoke about some of these. We did. So anybody that would happen to watch this show twice, which is maybe your mum and dad, and maybe, you know, overseas cousin,
might be an overseas cousin here or there, and maybe the receptionist. So for those 4 people who watch the show more than once,
editing crew,
we're going to tell you what went on in Hollywood Grove. We made it in Hollywood, didn't we?
Yeah, we're definitely a celebrity on that one, Gary.
For sure.
Pretty funny one.
Hey, and by the way, how about the recent passing, talking about Hollywood, of Hugh Hefner?
I know.
What
very
happened
sad.
there? Very sad indeed. A bit of an icon, bit of a legend.
Lived a good life, I bet.
He did live. I mean, is there anybody that lived a higher or better life than that guy, I reckon? Probably not really. But anyway, let's talk about Hollywood Grove.
29 Hollywood Grove, Gary, Carnegie. 2 buyers fought for this one, had been in the same family for 100 years.
Yes, they did.
Great auction there. The crowd was massive. Sold for $1,370,000 to a local buyer who's going to turn this home into something special in time, and that was a great outcome. Close to 100,000 over reserve with that one, Gary.
Well done, Lily Mill Road, Ormond, another thumper. You auctioned that one, Leo. Tell us about it.
That one, large 2-bedroom apartment, sold well, $466,500 for a good 2-bedroom apartment right in the heart of Ormond, next to the new train station.
Clarinda. A lot of people don't know about Clarinda. Where is Clarinda?
Clarinda is not too far from Clayton, Gary.
Not too far.
And I can tell you that in relation to, we talk about land being an amazing commodity outside of the norm, but these pockets, Clarinda, Clayton South, we've seen some unbelievable growth in that pocket the last few years, but great outcome there. 3 bidders competing for this one. We were chasing around that mid-800 range, sold for $883,500.
Well, I've got $883,300.
Yeah, that's right.
We've got $100 bids.
Because I took a $500 bid when it was lucky 8. So I remember it was 882,800, and the buyer said, put another 500 onto it.
Very
so it was
good.
a bit unique with that one.
That's how it
worked.
There. I was interested. Now, is it disclosed? I don't think
it is disclosed.
It is disclosed.
Yes,
so
for the viewers, it is.
The biggest sale in the area this year, certainly from a residential property, was on the corner of Kangaroo and Murrumbeena Road, just a hop, skip and jump away from where we are here, which, stay tuned, I'm sure something incredibly exciting is going to end up there. Sold for, wait for it, $5,190,000. That is just a few dollars short of $1 million over the reserve. Congratulations, Leo. You've made history.
Thank you, Gary.
That's the envy of every agent, and it's just a historical.
And viewers, you'll see some footage of the crowd from that auction that we had there. That was a great auction, and Gary, you were my penciler on the day, I recall there, taking the bids. We couldn't keep up, but that was unbelievable because our reserve was $4.2 million there and close to $1 million over. You don't often get that. And it was actually one of the biggest auctions that I've ever called. And you mentioned it sold for $5,190,000, Gary. You forgot the half there as well.
Sorry, I robbed the vendor of that 500.
Exactly right.
But we did get that other 500, and I ran out of paper there writing down the bids because there was that many, and it was rapid fire stuff. But what an exciting result! We move on to another terrific result, not quite as high a price because there's not going to be another one like that one in Kangaroo and
record for Marambina for the year.
It's incredible. Milton Street in Carnegie sold for $1,333,000.
Yeah, the demand for single level homes in Carnegie just continues to be just week by week as we see the results there, new precedents being set. But this one here, we were hoping for interest into that sort of mid 1-2s, Gary. Sold for $1,333,000.
Outstanding.
3 bidders competing for that one.
Manchester Grove, $1 million result, another solid result. $1 million seems to almost be entry price for some properties around here, doesn't it?
Yeah, there's a nice story to this one, Gary, because I actually sold this development in the Caulfield Heath on Manchester Grove and Nearham Road, the old next to the Glen Huntley Safeway or Woolworths there. So 11 years ago, I was selling these for $450,000, and you wouldn't believe it. I was actually struggling to sell all those townhouses back in the day. But I convinced my client all those years ago to buy it, and they think they paid $455,000, and close to 10 years later, $1 million on the knocker. And
not only that, but a buyer who actually hadn't seen it until the day bought it. So you hear about that, and it's sort of sometimes a bit of a myth, but it actually does happen. And it happened there. Someone rocked up on the day, $1 million, bang, sold. Oakley Road, $866,000. Daniel Rees was handling that one. You auctioned it for him. Tell us about it.
Actually, it was sold before auction, so it sold for $866,000. A great 2-bedroom villa unit there with a fabulous wraparound courtyard there. Congratulations to both vendor and purchaser on that property.
Darren Krongold rode into town on his horse. There's plenty of horses around this time of year out there, but 16 Maruna Road, Carnegie, the price is undisclosed, but went for many, many hundreds of thousands of dollars. Over expectation, so well done on that one. That was a knockout. Let's move to Tranmere Road, which we can talk about. One of the things that I love about our Carnegie office and our business is we sell properties from $5 million to $300,000. So sometimes you sell a property where it's not even the deposit on the other one, which is phenomenal. But take us through this one in Tranmere, because there was a bit of history made there as well.
It was, and you know, we talk about presentation and styling and getting places ready for sale, and this was a typical example of why presentation is important. We managed this property, it was tenanted. We served notice on the tenant to obviously enhance the property for sale, Gary, at the time. We're expecting interest between $310,000 to $340,000 for a 1-bedroom apartment, and there's plenty of 1-bedders actually sold even less than that amount. Our reserve was $340,000 for this one on the day. We ended up having 6 bidders, and it was an amazing auction, well handled by Nicholas Ritchie from the office. Sold for $403,000, 6 bidders competing for this 1-bedroom apartment. So fantastic result.
Congratulations to the vendor there, and well done to young Nick Ritchie. We like to see the young boys and girls of our office coming through. Moylan Street, well, that was another very competitive auction just recently. Sold for $1,301,000 against a reserve of 1.2.
4 bidders competing for that one in the McKinnon zone on a subdivided block. So if you look at what's the normal freestanding home, 650 odd square metres. This was sold only on 419 square metres, and to get over 1.3, good result.
Your brother handled Kooragal Road. You auctioned it and handled it together with him. Great result there. 7 to 770 the range, reserve in the range, sold for 790. So well done. So gives you a bit of a feel about what things are going for in the area. The clearance rates are very high. Very few properties that haven't been sold this year that we've had the pleasure and privilege of representing for sale.
That's right.
So we've got a very, very exciting and high clearance rate. I would say we must be 90 to 95% of everything.
Yeah, it's definitely up there.
At least, yeah. Let's talk about some of the new stock that's coming in. We've got the one that we're in the moment. We'll get to that. But before then, we have Jodie English, our Bentley East expert, handling this property that I'm auctioning for her, not far from here in Bentley East and Stratford Avenue. Do you want to tell us a little bit about that property?
Yeah, so that's a 4-bedroom home there. The land size there is approximately 663 square metres. Great pocket there for a potential 2-lot subdivision, but that pocket of East Bentley, we talk about house and land, Gary, going really, really well for investment opportunities, even for a first home should go well. And
we're talking about maybe as a building block, you could actually build something overlooking the park, which would be very nice. So that's a bit of an exceptional opportunity. 8 at 178 Marambina Road, Marambina. Philip's going to be auctioning that one, and I think young Adam Pakel has been involved in that, and that's the beauty of our business. We have a big spread and breadth of talent that handles lots of different properties and lots of different resources at work. And this is good evidence of that. So take us through this one that Adam Pakel's listed.
Yeah, so that's a split level 2-bedroom, 2-bathroom residence on the corner of Murrumbina Road and Kangaroo Road. Lovely offering there, 7 to 770, great accommodation and close to all the action and not too far from the new revamped Murrumbina train station.
One of the things we always were excited about opening a Carnegie office for, Leo, was selling in Malvern East, and we've had some great results, and we are very fortunate to have opportunities there. We've now got one in Bowen Street, which is right next to the park. Well, in fact, the park is in Bowen Street, but this is a beautiful colonial style home. Fantastic family home. It's been in the same hands for many, many years on a very generous allotment with a particularly spacious and beautiful and well-oriented northwest garden. Very excited about this family home, 4 bedrooms, 2 bathrooms, ready to move into. Or should you want a further update, well, you can certainly do so. Philip's going to be auctioning that one. I'm going to be there with the team. Graham, Callan, Daniel Reese, all there, 11:30 on the 14th.
Close to all the action of Chadston as well.
A couple of weeks' time. You're going to be auctioning this property, Murrumbina Road, that Graham has been handling.
Yeah, so Graham, actually, the one that Graham's going to be selling is Unit 3 at 121 Murrumbina Road. It's actually Graham auctioning this one, not me, Gary.
You did.
Pass the buck, are you?
And Graham wouldn't want the job taken off.
A lovely 2-bedroom apartment with a fabulous sort of courtyard outdoor area. Should go well in a near new block. Close to all the action as well that Murrumbina's got to offer.
Bentley East, of course, a suburb on the rise, has gone up a lot in value, but continues and will continue to, in our opinion. We've got this incredible property. Now, this has got a bit of a twist because it's a good block of land, it's a great family home, but there's a separate apartment at the back. So it's actually 2 homes for the price of 1. What a fantastic home, and I know you're working on this together with Arlene.
With Arlene, yes.
So tell us a little bit about it.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to myself being involved with this one because, you know, the fact that this home is in the McKinnon zone, it's got that 1950s cream brick feel to it, but it's over 2 levels. And as Gary mentioned before, it's got an apartment. It's more so a unit style like granny flat at the back, which is self-contained. So bigger than the usual block. It's close to 700 square metres. Plenty of accommodation, 5 bedrooms, 3 bathrooms. Should go well as well, Gary.
Hop, skip and jump away from Carnegie's Oakley, Leo, and that's another suburb that's going places. 54 Horton Road, a very, very handily positioned spot and street, Horton Road, not far from all the action, all the shops. Take us through this terrific property that Graham's going to be auctioning that you are both involved with.
Yeah, so 54 Horton Road, Oakley, the last few years have really picked up, especially with that Oakley shopping centre with all the cafes and Eaton Mall there.
It's unbelievable, that mall. My son took me there. He said, Dad, you can't believe it. We're going to be able to eat at pier time, which is 10 o'clock at night. I said, well, everything's shut.
That's normal.
He said, come and
have a look. It's all happening there at 10 o'clock in the morning. Just the only thing that's changed lately on is 10 o'clock at night.
Probably right through till then.
The only thing is the issue is that the whole cigarette controversy because they're banning smoking and things like that. But this one is a smoking offering, speaking of smoking, and I can tell you Horton Road...
This is a smoking hot property, this one.
Definitely right. In relation to house and land, if you're looking to buyers to get in, or viewers I should say, house and land in growth suburbs, Oakley's definitely one to keep an eye out for. And this one being 4 bedrooms, 2 bathrooms, right amongst it all. Definitely check this one out as well.
We have one property here that we're going to talk about for private sale in Waratah Avenue, Glen Huntly. A couple of people have had a crack at buying this, but the vendor has stood strong to their reserve, and rightly so, because it actually is a very reasonable reserve. Now, I was very impressed by this property, Leo. It's quite a unique development, great looking property. 3 bedrooms, 2 bathrooms, but it's got this most amazing setup because it's modern, and you can just go and park underneath and walk straight up into your apartment.
That's right, so the
that's very unusual. It's not the sort of thing you see very often. So
sort of a mix between a unit and an apartment, and it's got 3 sort of courtyard areas as well. But
all open al fresco living off
right.
the bedrooms and what. It's a special place that is still here by the time we go to air. Get down and have a look at that because it's something quite unique, a great offering in Waratah Avenue, just around the corner from the shops in Glen Huntly Road, not far from the station either. Brings us to our property of the week, Leo. We are here hopping with excitement.
Hop, skipping and jumping.
Hop, skipping and jumping with excitement. We're in Kangaroo Road in the heart of Murrumbina, and this is a very impressive property.
It is.
Take us through it.
Well, definitely got a real homely feel to it, this one, Gary.
That's for sure.
Single level villa units, we talk about how much we love them, and this one being of 3 bedrooms outside of the standard 2-bedroom villa unit.
Yep.
I can tell you what, it's very unique for Murrumbina. But the fact of the whole flow here from the the fit out with the French oak floorboards as well,
yes.
You'll definitely love that when you check it out. But in the subdivision of 10, got the Kangaroo Road address, but you're actually nestled at the back of the block with a beautiful wraparound courtyard. Yep. I think this one's going to go really well, especially for those buyers that keep missing out on freestanding homes or townhouses, but if you like the single level aspect, definitely check this one out, Gary.
It's a really well kept complex. It's only a small boutique complex, but it's very beautifully maintained. So well done to the body corporate, or owners corporation as we should refer them to in modern times. I just love the fact that it all opens out here to the back to this very private north facing courtyard, but the owner's done a great job of bringing this to the market, so you really don't need to do anything. Beautifully presented.
Been in the same hand for over 20 years. It just shows you how testament of time, how much it's loved.
And the vendor actually also was a estate agent. So, you know, estate agents know good properties. We don't live in properties that aren't great. So certainly when you buy something that is actually owned by an agent, it's usually a pretty glowing endorsement that you know it's good real estate. So that is a bit of a wrap. The market, feeling good?
Market's feeling good, and you know, with spring upon us now, only a few weeks to go, but it's been a great year so far, 2017.
Sure has.
You know, we've got horses season happening, but we've been busy working away.
Horses and houses.
Yeah, and poor Hugh Hefner again, we just thought I'd give him a bit of a
There's
mention.
Horses, there's houses, but there's no Hugh Hefner.
Exactly right.
Those two H's are gone, unfortunately. But what have you got a tip for the Melbourne Cup? An early tip?
Actually, I do, Gary. Yeah. I like Crocodile Rock. I'm a bit of a Lloyd Williams fan after Almandin last year, but that's my money.
Isn't it funny? I reckon Lloyd's going to do it again, but back with Almandin, which won recently. I think that's a superstar horse, and I'm taking it for the double. But if you would be a smart punter, you would back anything other than what I'm backing, because I tend to make a fortune of giving people horses that they shouldn't back by saying I'm going to back them. Does that make sense? Yeah, stay away from my tips is the message. Anyway, that's a big wrap on the Carnegie report. Things are happening. There's a lot going on in the area. There's more cafes popping up everywhere. There's new records being set. There's developments going on. This is a suburban area that's really on the move, and we're excited to be able to service the community.
That's right.
Whether it's for buying, whether it's for selling, whether it's for renting, whether it's leasing something out. Lior and his team are ready, willing, and we'd like to think able to serve you. But that's a big wrap for October. We'll be back in November with some more news. In the meantime, thanks for being here with me, Lior.
Thank you,
doing the great job that you're doing. We're a little bit over 2 years, 2.5 years old actually now.
Yeah, nearly close to 3.
Just tipped over 2.5 years. So happy birthday for them. It's an exciting market and times that we're in. I'm Gary Peer. We'll see you next time.
And we are Samuel. Have a great day.